everyone, welcome back and hello to those of you who are new. Today I'm just going to very quickly talk about things from E3 that actually sparked my interest. Anything I don't discuss in this video, it's most likely that it's not something of interest to me. So for example, I will not be discussing Battlefield 1, I will not be discussing Forza or FIFA or Madden. I think you know where I'm going with this. So I'll quickly just go over the pre-E3 announcements. So yes, this is happening. The Zodiac Age, as they're calling it. There's not really much I need to say. I pretty much said everything in the last video. Very excited about this. I finally get to play it again. Not just in HD, but I get to play the Zodiac class system thing, which we didn't get. So that's going to be a whole new experience in itself. It's only going to be on the PS4 and not the PS3, which is fair enough. I think the generation jump has happened now. I think there's a lot less PS3 players out there. Not saying you're not out there, because I'm still playing my PS3, but in terms of new purchases, most people have moved on to the new consoles. So it makes sense that it's only on PS4. You can pre-order a copy on the Square Enix website now. I don't like pre-ordering stuff until there is an official date, like a day and a month and a year. You can only pre-order a standard copy at the moment, and judging by my experiences with HD remakes or re-releases by Square Enix, there should be either a limited edition or a collector's edition, so I'm going to hold out until there's one of those available. Destiny Rise of Iron. I love Destiny. I haven't played it for ages though, because I find, well, for starters, I'm not actually very sociable online. So if people want to join my fire team, or if people invite me to their fire team, I just get like really anxious and I'm like, no, I'm okay, I'm gonna go on my own. And then I wonder why I keep dying. So Rise of Iron, basically, it's gonna be like the Taken King. You know, it's a whole new expansion, new raids, new strikes, new things. The only thing that I'm a little bit, not annoyed, just one thing that I find a bit strange is if you pre-order the expansion now, you get Galahorn basically given to you. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you, but at the same time, I probably will pre-order it at some stage just to cut down on like download time and things like that. So yeah, very excited about that. Another random and weird one that kind of got announced, but I think it was already available, Anima Gate of Memories. I don't really know a great deal about this game, but I had a little brief look-see at some gameplay, and that looks like it's interesting. Looks like the sort of game I would play, so I will probably go and download that at some point. Hard Reset Redux. I've heard of Hard Reset and I've never played it, but now it looks like it's getting like the Metro Redux kind of treatment. It's getting a HD overhaul sort of a thing, and it's got absolutely everything by the sounds of it. So the original had like a bunch of expansions or a bunch of DLC or whatever, and this Redux comes with all of that, which I'm all good for. Injustice 2, I'm not really a big fighting game person, but I do have Injustice, the Gold Edition, on my PlayStation 4. So, because I joined Plus and got that for free, and back when they used to give you good games for free. So yeah, that looks interesting. Again, I probably won't buy it and play it straight away because I'm not a competitive person, and let's face it, if you play fighting games, really, you need to be playing it with someone to get the best out of it, and that just isn't me, but I will play it at some point. Alright, let's quickly get Nintendo out of the way with, because there's only one thing from Nintendo that I'm interested in, and that is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and doesn't it look really cool? I'm not going to contest to be a massive Zelda fan, because I'm not. I've only played Twilight Princess and I absolutely loved that game. Like, I obsessed over that. I was obsessed with collecting bugs. Was there a reason for collecting those bugs? I'll never know, because I just spent so much time doing it. But I have my HD Wii U version, but it's not here, so I've got my Wolf Link amiibo as well, so from what I understand, I can use my Wolf Link amiibo in Breath of the Wild, which I don't know what that does. I don't really know what amiibos are for, but I have one. I think I heard someone say it's going to be for the NX as well, though that bit I'm not sure on. But it's definitely going to be on the Wii U, which is great because we have a Wii U and it just gives us a reason to not throw it in the bin. Unfortunately, no Sun or Moon bundle sort of a thing announced. That was, again, it was a bit of a long shot, but there was no Pokemon Sun Moon, Nintendo 3D XL, ABCD 123, whatever they're fucking called. Quickly moving on to Xbox, again, a relatively short list, because I am Team Sony. They announced the Xbox One S, which is effectively the slim version, and I'm all down for that because the only thing that put me off buying Xbox One in the first place was its size. I can't be bothered to turn you around and show you, but I have a 4-tier TV stand. Like, that's all I have. I don't have like a proper setup or anything like that, so I only have 3 shelves for consoles and they're already spoken for. So a large Xbox One was definitely not on the cards. They've announced a smaller version, which is great. It comes with like a bigger hard drive and all that kind of feature. But they said it was going to start at $299, right? And I swear that's what they said. And in my head I thought, right, $299, that's probably going to be about £249. And I thought it sounded too good to be true. Because I went onto Game, as I do quite frequently, had a little look-see at what pre-order bundles they were going for, and it's 349 quid, and I thought, or is it 399? Sorry, it's 399 pounds, so let's just call it 400 quid. Fucking jog on, I'm not paying that. I might as well just buy an old Xbox One, which completely defeats the point of me wanting an Xbox One S. So I'm on the fence now. I do want one, but there is no way on God's green earth I'm paying that money for it, which really sucks. So we'll quickly get it on with the other games I'm interested in. So Gears of War 4, or Gears of 4 because I'm lazy, that looks fucking rad. I've spent many years, I've spent the best part of a decade watching John play Gears of War 1, 2 and 3 online with his friends, getting very angry, and I tried playing and I couldn't really get my head around it. You know, I like the campaign, but the online, again, like I say, I'm not a sociable online player. However, Gears of War 4 has come at a time where I'm starting to feel a bit more confident with these things, and it's got split screen, so I might try and convince John to play split screen campaign with me. Because of course the whole split screen campaign thing seems to be non-existent in a lot of games these days, so that's a cool feature. But Gears of 4, yes. Dead Rising 4, that looks freaking cool. I remember playing the original Dead Rising for a little bit, and I played Dead Rising 2 for a little bit as well, and it's just a bit of silly fun, really, isn't it? Dead Rising 3, on the other hand, was a little bit more, I don't know. I didn't play it, and I watched John play it, and I thought, this is very different to what I remember the Dead Rising series to be about. Dead Rising 4, on the other hand, you get to, like, strangle zombies with fucking fairy lights and shit, and it's all Christmassy, and we're back in a shopping mall doing weird things with candy canes. So, yeah, that looks like good fun. And Halo Wars 2. According to the internet, I'm the only person to have ever played Halo Wars. It's like the only Halo game I have played. I really enjoy it. I like real-time strategy. It doesn't mean to say I'm very good at real-time strategy, but I do enjoy it. Halo Wars was quite difficult though, especially on a console. Trying to do real-time strategy with this as opposed to a keyboard is quite difficult. So the announcement of Halo Wars 2... Yes. Oh god, right. And now we get to move on to PlayStation. You saw I was rattling on up until this point. We're going to get into PlayStation now. So, well, again, quickly going to run through the things that actually interest me. So, fucking hell, I've just got so much. Oh, yeah, I won't be talking about VR. I'm sorry. I'm not saying I don't like VR, but at this point in my life, it doesn't interest me, and it is not viable for me to have VR. I'm still living at home in a tiny little bedroom with my parents. My parents aren't in the bedroom with me. Let's clarify that. But I've got a small room VR is pointless, really, in my mind's eye, until I have a nice big house. So Tales of Berseria, I already knew that it was a thing, it existed, but they've announced that it's going to come to Europe next year, which seems like a long time, but in reality, I've had Zestiria since October and I still haven't played it. So really, the longer the better, because then I can actually play Zestiria. There's a Styx sequel. Who remembers Styx? Some of you have probably played it because it was free on PlayStation Plus, but Styx, what was it called? Something to do with shadows, but basically he's like a troll gnome thing, and he's an assassin, and it's all stealth. I love stealth games. So the announcement of a sequel for Styx, that's really good. I'm very excited about that. God of War 4, God of War, whatever they're gonna call him, fucking Odin Reincarnate, I don't know. That looks fucking rad. And a lot of people are like complaining, well, not complaining, but a lot of people have noticed that it's not the same voice actor. And it's like, does it matter? I think the voice suits the character fine. And I must be honest, you can tell it's a different guy, but there's not a great deal of difference. I don't think it's like gone from this deep, somber voice to, okay kid, let's go and kill some Norse gods, okay? It's not like they've made a dramatic difference. Everyone suspects the kid's his son. I think it's his grandson. I mean, let's face it, back in the days of yore, Kratos probably went over to Scandinavia, wherever it is he's gone, and he probably fucked a bunch of women and had a child, and she probably ended up being a bit of a slut, and she probably had a kid at like 16. So the kid's probably his grandson. That's what I think, anyway. To be quite honest with you, I don't really see any point in going into details with God of War. It looks good. I'm definitely going to play it. I prefer Norse mythology over Greek mythology, so that's a clear winner for me. I love anything Norse. I'm not going to profess to be a historian when it comes to these things. I'm not like some great knowledgeable Lara Croft type. Nothing like that, but I do prefer Norse mythology. Days Gone, aka Daryl Dixon, the video game, because the guy is quite blatantly like inspired by Daryl Dixon. But it looks to me like if The Last of Us had a baby with Left 4 Dead, that's basically what it is, and it looks fucking rad. Death Stranding, okay, there's nothing to say about Death Stranding. I mean, I'm happy that Kojima has come out and said, yes, the project's still going, the project's still happening, here's a cinematic trailer, but apart from that, you get fuck all information from it. And I must admit, the less we know, the better, I think. But there really is nothing more to comment on. It's Norman Reedus, Starkers, mucking about with some dead whales and crabs and babies. The Last Guardian. The Last Guardian has a release date. Yay! So I've still not played Ico and or The Shadow of Colossus. So at some point I will most likely have to pick up that little HD dual thingy you can get. Like their version of that. You can get the Ico and whatever, and so I'm gonna have to get that and play them, because people go on about how like the Shadow of Colossus is like, the Shadow of the Colossus is like one of the best games of all time, and I'm like, where? I haven't even played it, so I'm gonna have to play that, because The Last Guardian is coming to us on October the 25th, and that really is not that far away. So, woof. Detroit, Become Human, or Human Becomings, whatever it's called. I loved Beyond Two Souls. And I loved Heavy Rain. I haven't played their other one, the one that they did before that. But those games are freaking amazing. And Detroit, judging from what we saw this year, you're going to be able to play. So, because everyone was like, where's Kara? Like, this whole thing was about this guy called Connor, who's an android, and he's like a detective, or whatever. And it looks really good. And I'm suspecting that you can play as both characters, like their events will cross over at some stage, kind of like in Heavy Rain. But yeah, but apart from that, I don't think there was a date released. If there was, please let me know, but I'm looking forward to that. Number 7. Yeah. I don't really know what to say about it, because the playable demo, which I've played, and didn't really see the point of it. Like, I finished it in 45 minutes. And I got 3 of the endings. I think there's 5, but I only got 3. And I was kind of like, okay, this is cool and all, but it's basically a PT rip-off, because they even said at the beginning, this is not an actual this is not a depiction of the final product. So basically what it was saying, it basically was telling you flat to your face, this isn't what the game's actually going to be like. So what was the fucking point? Though it is nice when you get to play something for free like that, and the developers have gone out of their way to make it and say, here you go, here's something to just get you in the mood. But yeah, so we're getting a number 7 of this. And aside from the demo, there's been next to no information about it. Is there going to be co-op? Is it going to be third person or first person? They haven't confirmed either of those. Which characters are we going to see? I honestly think we're going to see Rebecca Chambers. I don't know why. I think we're going to see Rebecca Chambers again. That's working on the assumption that we are going to see any characters again, because if you played the demo, Umbrella is still involved. Sorry, maybe that's a spoiler, but when you go into the upstairs attic and you go into that room and you pick up a photo next to the telephone, it's an Umbrella helicopter, so at least we know that Umbrella are still somehow involved in the storyline. That's all I can say about it. Let's see, Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Where's my Kingdom Hearts? So Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Basically, I knew about that because it'd been on Square Enix's website for ages to pre-order with next to no information. And do you know what? I've already forgotten what games are included on it. But basically, it helps out a whole lot if the storyline seems a bit convoluted. This is basically to help clarify a lot of the stuff to do with the Keyblade Wars and all that sort of thing. So I will definitely pick it up and I'll definitely play it. Walking Dead Season 3, that's happening. Goody, yay, happy. Crash Remastered, I'm not gonna lie, I outgrew Crash Bandicoot about 10 years ago. But with that being said, I've now got a 18-month-old nephew. So as he gets a little bit older, it'd be great to get him playing some of the games that me and my brother used to play together when we were younger. Especially in HD, because kids aren't going to sit and put up with any pixelated bollocks, are they? I already heard about We Happy Few, but we saw a little bit more of it, and man, that really does look good. I'm going to have to play that. The Spider-Man game, that looks pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that. That's kind of it, really. I'm sure there's a lot more that will just pop into my head at random. Yeah, there really wasn't... It wasn't a bad year at E3, but I felt like there was just a lot of echoing from rumours we'd heard previously throughout the year and things that were announced the year before. And then anything that was new this year, again, I mean, a lot of it didn't spark my interest, to be honest. And the whole VR thing, again, I'm not dissing VR at all. I just don't have a need for it in my life right now. So that's where I probably missed out on a lot of opportunity. Oh well, so that's it for another year, really. Next is what? Tokyo Game Show. I tend to find that a lot more things that interest me are announced at Tokyo Game Show. So I'll probably talk to you about that when it comes up. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. I keep forgetting to mention this. Do subscribe, because then that way you'll be notified when I actually upload the next video. If you like the video, then that just makes me feel better about myself in general. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!